Am I audible, Ankita?
Yes, yes,
Okay.
yes, ma'am.
So we'll start. Good morning, everyone. Welcome, all of you, all our viewers and subscribers. Welcome to our live session. So, this is going to be a very interesting session, and we are coming up with a very young and dynamic woman entrepreneur. So, I again welcome all of you for this session, which is going to be on a very different topic, which is related to scuba diving. So it sounds very interesting and exciting, right? So we have in our audience, majority of are the students belonging from life science uh, background. So this is going to be a very unique opportunity for their career prospect. And recently, we have got the news about the Vantara Animal Shelter Initiative, which was taken by Reliance Industries in Jamnagar, Gujarat. So that is again coming up with new opportunities for life science students to explore more about the different kinds of roles and responsibilities they can handle as a student of life science. So without delaying further, I will introduce in marine biodiversity with special reference to coral bleaching and climate change. Later on, she has worked on marine biodiversity, ecology, and conservation, and at Dwarka and Shivrajpur. And her achievements, like she has reported and published more than 22 new marine invertebrate species, first time from Gujarat and India. Also, she has published four international research paper and short communications. Also, she has participated in more than 60 national as well as international seminar, workshops, symposium, conference, and webinars. So there is so much into it. And later on, she is independently working as a scuba instructor uh, in different locations of Gujarat. Basically, she is settled in Dwarka and Shivrajpur. And also, as a PADI scuba instructor, PADI means the Professional Association of Diving Instructors. She has completed more than 500 logged dives in Andaman and Nicobar Islands, Pondicherry, Gujarat coast, and Goa coast. Also, she has explored new dive site in Gujarat coast, and she is the first female PADI certified open water scuba instructor of Gujarat, and she has 10 specialty instructor level certifications. So, I think this introduction is enough to understand that she is coming with some credentials and experiences. So, we are going to explore her experiences, how she initiated her journey and built her career as an entrepreneur in this field. So, coming to you, Ankita, my first question is, you tell me about yourself. What inspired you to choose scuba diving instructor as your career?
Thank you so much for the very nice and appreciative introduction about me. For the inspiration story from my side, that is as after completing my masters, right? I just got the project of Ministry of Earth Sciences that is funded in MS University, and it's completely based on marine research. So initially, I have started my research in specifically in the intertidal zone, and after some time I have like working with the intertidal zone, and it was very curious to know about what about after the intertidal zone, like what is the subtidal. So for my internal this curiosity about to know about the ocean, about the all marine lives that we can't see on the intertidal phase or on the terrestrial.
We lost your connection, Ankita. Could you please repeat?
Yes, I able to see.
Yes, yes, I'm able to see it.
Yeah. Yeah. So during this my project of that ministry project, I used to work with the intertidal zone. And after completing that specifically intertidal zone, I very curious about the what is for the subtidal zone or in the deep sea. So if you want to work with the underwater marine life, you need to be a diver or a good swimmer to explore underwater marine life. So that point of to see underwater life, it leads to me the scuba diving, and scuba is the only tool that we can enjoy marine life.
Okay. So nice to hear that you have taken the call, what your dream is and what you want to do in your life. So there are students, and we want to know what type of skills and certifications are required for a certified instructor.
So there are different layers of the certifications. So like in the our routine education, we have like a primary school, secondary, then higher secondary. Like the same way in scuba diving career, also we have basic level courses that starts with the Discover Scuba Diving course, and then it leads to the instructor level. So once we start with the Discover, if you are comfortable with water and if you are a good swimmer, so it leads to the open water scuba diving course, and then you can go with the advanced open water scuba diving, then EFR, emergency responders, and then rescue divers and dive master, and then instructors. So there are number of courses are in the channel, like 1, 2, 3, 4, like 10th, 12th standard. We are going the same standards we have in our scuba diving field also. And there are two different organizations, that is internationally recognized organizations, that I prefer. That is, one is PEDI, that is Professional Association of Diving Instructors, and other one is SSI, that is Scuba School of Internationals. These both are very recognized authorities that give the certifications. And like me, in all over India, there are lots of scuba instructor. You can lead your courses with them.
Okay. So nice to hear that there are international certified bodies which are training scuba divers, and they are available in India, right?
Yes, yes. In available in India, in Gujarat, like me and there are other fellows are there. As I am like first female scuba instructor of Gujarat. So like in Gujarat also now we have a sources to take the courses, and we can lead that underwater life, and we can give that stage to our Gujarat peoples to not go travel anywhere, and that they can have in-house body.
Yes, and recently we have witnessed our Prime Minister, Mr. Modi ji, has also did
Yes.
the scuba diving in Dwarka beach. So again, it's a promotion of local tourism, and people like you can get better opportunities from this initiative. So my next question is like, what is your favorite memorable diving experience you have witnessed? Like you have been diving to different kinds of coast, Andaman, Nicobar, Goa, Gujarat. So like I would like to hear the story from your side, how different these beaches are.
That amazing question from this whole schedule. It was my first diving. When have just registered for the open water, and I was so scared at that time because it's a new environment that are you going to be entered. So it was my first diving is very memorable. The first breathe of underwater, it's like so meditative, so pure, and it is so like the 70% of earth that people don't know about it, that you are going to explore. So that first dive is very important and very memorable for me, and that you will only get if you take that particular experience of diving. And after completing my open water course, and that is the fourth dive of mine, it is completely free dive, and you feel that zero gravity during the dive. So it is very fruitful and very appreciative dives what I have done. And this is the beginner, like it's if you are in the senior kg, you learn the 1 to 100. So open water is like that. So it's amazing. If you start with the open water course, it's really beneficial for everyone.
Okay. So I would like to more specifically ask, like you have different underwater experiences. So if I ask, like which one was the better, Andaman Nicobar Islands, Gujarat coast, or Goa coast?
Different like beaches and different like Andamans have more than 400 plus islands. Group of
Hmm.
islands are there. So each and every island have their own specifications. Like if you talk about the Havelock Island, Neils Island, Barren Island, so they have their own ecosystem, and that is different from the other because it's a completely paradise. So personally, I recommend Andamans and Lakshadweep are the best diving places. And apart from this, Goa and Gujarat coast is also equally important because it have a different habitat. It's not like Andamans, but for the difficult conditions, how to lead it with diving, because in Gujarat if you are scheduling your divings, so you need to be like very take the precautions and all, because here comparatively Andamans and Lakshadweep the difficulty is higher than other beaches and other like diving sites whatever I have discovered right now. So comparatively Andamans and Lakshadweeps are better than Goa and Gujarat.
I think the reason for same is that they are more undisturbed. The habitat is undisturbed, and that's why they are still the diversity is intact. And if people will be more vigilant towards the environment and they will curb the plastic pollution, we can keep our habitat safe, and it will also promote the local tourism. So, my next question to you
Exactly.
is like, have you ever encountered any challenging or unexpected situation while diving, and how did you handle it?
Yes, like it have also a very small story. Me and my diving team regularly diving in Goa. That time I was in Goa, and I'm talking about 2018-19. And during the everyday session, and we just go ahead with the diving schedules. We have planned our dive. We calculated the things how we are going to plan everything, like equipments and everything. We have settled everything, and we have just proceed for the dive. Once I have started my diving, we come across that it's full of jellyfish blooming near that specific dive site. So that time have just started the dive, so we are nearly going to the explore the different part of the coral reef and all. Suddenly that blooming is started come toward us, and I got jellyfish stung
Oh,
in lots of area, that specifically in my legs area, and it started burning. It depth was nearby 13 or 14-meter down there, so we cannot immediately come up because of the safety reasons. So somehow I have handled that pain, and I came on the surface, and then I come on the surface on the board. As an emergency responder, we also train ourselves to handle this kind of situation if come across. So for the jellyfish tongue, the vinegar and pineapple juice or lemon juice is the best medicine. You don't need to use a fresh water or something. So immediately, like I just borrow the lemon because the food and everything was there on the board. So lemon squeeze was there and vinegar is also there. And just I have put that and I have calmed myself. After that, I got a fever also because of the it was a very heavy stung. I took a good rest and again I back to the my diving schedule. So it happens, but we need to handle it very calmly and very positively, because if you are exploring something new, you need to be face some challenges, and you definitely get new things in your life and experience. It give you more strength to work with them.
I can understand it. So, I have a one question, like one doubt. Have you encountered something like you shared about jellyfish encounter? So, what about there are incidents in abroad that shark attack or something like that, stingray attack? So, which is very much horrible experience, I can say. So, like, is there anything you have witnessed in your career?
If we talk about shark, near the coral reef, specifically in Gujarat coast, Goa coast, and Andaman coast, what the areas we have dived, I didn't encounter any very dangerous sharks yet. Yes, the leopard sharks and other hammerhead sharks are there, but still they are like from the far we have seen, and we have just experienced in the very basic, like in just a minor second we have seen, and it's just run away from the in the ocean. So like that. And apart from we talk about if a stingray, yes, stingray it's a little bit dangerous thing. And Shivrajpur and Dwarka have numerous species of good abundance of stingrays. So when we proceed for the dive, and if we are going to settle into some sandy bottom, if we are going to survey with some sandy bottom, we have trained our eyes like that, that if it is in the camouflage, we can recognize the stingrays are there. So we will very
Okay.
make sure that if it is stingray or something like that, it's camouflage in the sandy area, we will very taking care of that. And will in scuba diving also have that we don't need to go with the completely negatively buoyant. We need to be the positively buoyant, or not a completely positive or negative. We need to be the neutral buoyant, not to the completely in the bottom and not completely into the surface also. So by the practicing, if you are a neutrally buoyant, you don't uh, encounter any marine species directly. So that's it's come with good diving practices only. So once you experience and start diving in your life, so you will get to know what to do, what not to do, and how you manage underwater marine life during the dives.
Yeah.
So that's also like, and yeah, Shivrajpur is a very good place for stingrays. Very
Okay.
nice. And if you want to really enjoy, like stingrays are near the beaches, you can see easily, you can see.
Okay. Thank you for sharing. And I can see there are many questions coming up in the chat box, but we will take it afterwards. Coming to my next question, like, what is your favorite marine life species to encounter during dives? Like, which you enjoy a most? I hope it's not water snakes.
Yes. So I actually I don't believe that only big animals can entertain you. I'm a very interesting in the microphonas. So my personally I like office of branks, flatworms, and corals. They are the biolumineating at the night. So that is my favorite organisms, and it's so beautiful, so colorful, and it is like just amazing. So I like that specifically to spend, because there are very micros, they are camouflage, you need to be identify very clearly, then you can only see that. So officer brands are like my most favorite animals. And like yes, in Gujarat also we have more than 20-25 species we can encounter of the different type of officer brands. And in Marine National Park also have some endemic species that specifically found in that area. So yeah, I like the sea slugs, officer brands, and it's associated with the coral reef.
Great. How do you prepare yourself for a dive, like mentally as well as physically? Because it's very challenging task to go deep down
Yes.
under the water with a oxygen cylinder on your back. And
Yes.
I just did some literature review and found that there is a certain limit up to that much meters down you can go. And it's actually risky, like you have to maintain your respiration flow.
Yes,
So can you
yes, yes.
please share how you prepare yourself for this exhaustive
Uh,
diving?
yes. So, as we are if we talk about the physical strength for the
Yes.
conducting a dive or everything, like good sleep, it's very mandatory. You take a very like proper sleep. Don't waste your time to doing extra stuff if you plan a next day diving.
Hmm.
Eating habits also should be a very proper, because before and after dive, like you need to be with a proper diet flow. And dive schedule, if you are planning a dive schedule, you need to be medically very fit and fine, because if you have a little headache also, you will very face difficult in during the dive sessions. And one more thing, when we are a planner dive, because it's in the different environment, you will get pressurized underwater, you have to manage a different thing at a time. And with the unit of the scuba unit, you want to balance your body in the proper manner. So that is also like it comes with a good practices. Once you start your diving in the initial phase, and you would come continuously, you have to dive. So that will be like very helpful to maintain your physical strength. And about mental strength, if we talk about, your brain should be very sharp that what you are going to do tomorrow, because in ocean you can't predict anything. Okay,
Yes.
it's a very big, and it's not in your control. So like mentally also you need to be a very prepared. If anything come across during the dive, you need to be a very clear continue diving or you are not continuing diving, you're stopping your diving. And we have a very golden rule in our diving field, that is you can stop your diving at any cost, any of time. Like it's not compulsory if you proceed for the dive and you need to continue or something like that. If you have little doubt in yourself or in the ocean condition, you can discontinue your dive and you can plan for the next time. That's
Okay.
it is option. And mentally you need to be very prepared, uh, very calm, very peacefully, because you are going to follow a yogic breath. That is very mandatory, and it develops your lungs capacity also, because in cylinders also have a different uh, mm, the air that we are going to use, right, in during the dive. So that is also very specific, like person to person it depends. Sometimes the cylinders like use for the 1 hour, for someone 1 hour 30 minutes, like that. So much calm you are underwater, you will spend more good time underwater. So that is the very, so mentally and physically both are equally part of this diving. And I personally recommend it if you are have very little any medical issues, or you are unstable from like from the brain, like if you are running with the lots of thing in the head, don't proceed. Just be relaxed, be calm, and equally important, equally
Okay.
important.
So is there any age restriction to start scuba diving? Like, is it can kids can also do it? Hello, am I audible?
Hello.
Yes. So I was asking, is there any
Your
age
voice.
restriction to do the scuba diving?
Yes, age restriction. If we talk about like 8 year, actually 8 year onwards, anybody can dive.
Okay.
For the childrens and for the kids, we have a very different courses. It's with the junior open water bubble makers, and till that adult. And after that, they can opt for the adult courses like open water, and then continuously with the dive masters. Or if they want to become a, they can lead with the scuba instructor also. So, an upper age limit, if we talk about, if you are healthy, fit, and fine, you don't need to worry about it. You can dive till 90s. Like I have that experience, like plus 80, plus 90 people also come to me, and I give them second inning, a very beautiful dive. And they are still touch with me that, yeah, it is like last that they're spending their last times, and like they had the diving and it's they explore underwater. So
Nice.
you should be medically fit. If you are medically fit and fine, there is no upper age limit. You should, it should be like with the in the proper manner, with the proper depth also. Because for the recreational diving, if you are talking about, we can dive at certain depth. Beyond that depth, you cannot cross that if you don't have the certifications. So that is also equally important, that which depth you are going to dive and what are the other criterias and parameters you are going to follow.
Okay. So my next question to you is like, you have a good experience for different locations. So is there any special bucket list for next diving?
Yeah, in India, if we talk about, I have mostly covered all the part. Just
Okay.
I have remaining with the south, that is in Kovalam beaches and everything. Rest of the
Okay.
parts I have visited and I have gained the experience over there. But yeah, in my future bucket list, I want to dive with the Great Barrier Reef, that is in Australia,
Australia,
because
yes.
it's the largest. Yes, it is largest coral reef covered with that, and I want to explore that very like the specifically and the scientifically as well. Because if you connect with the marine life and marine conservation, you need to like more exploring the different dive spots. And another one is the Red Sea. Persian Gulf and the Red Sea. Because they have like very specific type of creatures, deep sea creatures you will get found there. So yeah, these two are like in my top bucket list. That any future, if I'll plan for this too, like for the Persian Gulf, Red Sea, and there's Australia and get Great Barrier Reef.
Okay, great. So, have you participated in any conservation or cleanup initiatives while diving?
Recently, I just have got opportunity with the Rotary Club of Api. So we have designed a very beautiful project that is underwater project. Already, I am working on that from last 4 to 5 years. So independently, I am doing underwater cleaning, underwater collecting the plastic, whatever debris is that are affecting our marine life. So I go to dive, I collect all the plastics, I assort them in proper manner, and I proceed for the disposal also. So like this I just recognize as a brand ambassador of this particular Rotary Club of Api as a plastic drive awareness also. So yeah, as a independently and with the support of a Rotary Club of Vapi, I am doing this very in the proper channel and proper manner right now. And apart from this, and Shivrajpur have like it's very anthropogenic pressure because of tourism development. So, yeah, nearby site with the help of local villagers and all, we used to clean up the beach cleaning and make them aware about the marine life as well as we need to control the plastic pollutions and so on. So from last 7 to 8 years, simultaneously I'm working on these cleanup initiatives as beaches as well as underwater. And this is a very interesting finds that within a short period of time we will going to report that specific dive site that we are continuously diving there. We are going to be a reported as will report as a plastic free zone. So yeah, it is like
It's
we have
a
already
really good
started
thing.
very.
Yes. So I would like to thank Rotary Club of Vapi for taking this marine conservation initiative by collecting the plastic trash from underwaters, because indirectly and directly it's going to benefit our country, our wildlife, and our resources, which we are proud of. So my next question to you is. Any is there any particular dive site that you recommend for someone looking for a unique experience, or you are going to make Gujarat developing into this unique diving site?
uh,
Yes. So
Pardon,
my
ma'am, I am
question to you
actually
is there any
disconnected.
specific
Hello?
particular dive site that you recommend to our audience that they should go and have this unique experience,
Yes,
or and especially in Gujarat, if it is there, then
yes.
that also you should tell.
Yes, so for the recommendation, I hardly recommend from the like a very experienced thing, different type of like each and every have the different zone, right? If we talk about Gujarat, like Shivrajpur and Dwarka is the sometime it's very neat and clean water, crystal clear water with the different habitats, with the different type of marine species and so on. But if we compare with the other state, like Andamans and Lakshadweep are the should be the list for the diving. And yeah, as like Gujarat have a different habitat, so I would like to people come there and just take one experience with the scuba diving in Shivrajpur, Dwarka. Even Mithapur also have a very beautiful coral reef, very beautiful coral reef over there, and it's a amazing reef over there. So like Gujarat also, it is also important, but it have a different habitat, and Andamans and Lakshadweep also it have a very beautiful different habitats. But in terms of like if you want to see 100-meter visibility, like a 50-meter visibility underwater, so like Lakshadweep Islands and group of and Andaman group of islands are better than Goa and Gujarat.
Okay. So basically, you face the strong currents. The waves are more stronger in Andaman and Nicobar, right? So,
Yes, like
okay. So,
yes. So
ha-
in
yeah. So, have you like? Is there any thing like? scuba diving has impacted your life outside the underwater world?
Uh, yeah, there are very positive impacts in my routine life because you concentrate more, your concentration power is increased, your confidence is increased. As we are scuba diving, have multiple benefits. It's boost your immune system, your focus is increased, your multiple tasking you can do at a time that increase, because during the dive we need to check our air, we need to focus on depth, we need to focus on marine life. We There are multiple multitasking we are doing during the dive with the uh, concern of ocean conservation, concern of marine life, as well as you are going with the equipment, so everything is managed, so that affects you outer world also. And uh, apart from this, the credentials you will get and the certification level and the value of your work, it be increased, because it's not a like a routine work that you just go to the office and you do the routine stuff and you come back and like that. Because each and every dive have the different experience, you cannot predict next day, even next half an hour also you cannot predict. So it is very interesting. Diving life is completely different and it's a very beautiful life, and I'm very happy with it, because yes, it's give you more power. Definitely it give you more power, and it's a very healing procedures also, so it's amazing.
Okay, great to know your journey. So my last question to you before taking the questions from the audience, that are there any specific goals or milestones that you hope to achieve in your scuba diving journey?
uh, yes, actually I have a very interesting plan with this marine conservation, with the marine projects also, because as we know that in India and different countries are working very strongly with the marine biodiversity and coral reef ecosystems and like other invertebrates and vertebrates, faunal diversity of marine life. But yeah, I want to make a good stage specifically to representation. If we are talking about our state, so for the Gujarat, I want to work very memorable work for the state also, and for me also. And as I'm a scuba instructor, I want to be come with the very good specialities, as well as I'm planning to for the further courses to the level of director. So I'm planning and I'm trying to pursue.
Okay. Nice to hear you, and your journey is very inspiring, and we are really proud as a woman. You have taken this unusual scuba diving, which usually the women lack that courage to go, and they are like more into towards the protection of their beauty. So this is the thing which where you are open into the environment, you are facing the extremes, the
Yes,
sea water, the high temperature, the sun rays, the high intensity, which is like we can say it's a kind of meditation to go deep down inside the water and explore the beauty. So which is the
yes,
real which is making a real sense, I can say. So
yes, yes.
exciting and very motivating, Ankita, to hear your journey as a scuba diving instructor. So I will take up the questions from the chat box. So the first question is from Pratiksha. She is asking, what's the most unusual, interesting thing you have discovered in the underwater environment?
It was like very recent experience I have come across. That is a night dive. So we have started our night dive in like in Shivrajpur and Mithapur coast. So it was very amazing experience. So we have started nearby late evening, and we end up our dive by 8:15 or 8:16. So like it is. it was unusual, but yeah, we have faced a bioluminescence that's very beautiful underwater marine life, and it is like so much different because during the light you have that vision where to go, what to do, how to navigate. But
Yes.
night diving is little different, and it is like how to manage underwater during nothing is there, you cannot see anything nearby, we have just a specific underwater light, and then we'll take with the diving, and we navigate and like to coming on the surface, and then we again came to the boat. So that was a very it's not common night diving, it's not that common because we planned a specific night dive for the day. So it's a very different experience, and it's unusual, like people will not go every time. And for the night diving we also have a specialty course. It night diver, you should be a night diver in that. And in advanced open water you can take that as a specialty, yes, as an underwater navigation diver, underwater night diver, wreck ship, like shipwreck, that big ships are sunken down and like it's come into the
Yes.
reef area. So shipwreck diving, peak performance buoyancy diving. So there are lots of things. It's like very multi purpose diving. You can take it like lots of diving schedules are there, and there are lots of specialities also. If we talk about ice diving, so they have a dry course, dry suit course, because if you're in working with the cold water, or temperature is very low sometime, so for that also you need to wear a specific thickness of wetsuit. So
Yes.
that's also matter, like which kind of temperature you are going to dive, so everything you need to measure and then you can proceed for the dive.
So it's like going with a calculated risk. So it sounds very interesting, and it's taking me back towards the aerial days we used to watch underwater cartoon series. So next question is uh, from one girl. She is asking, what are the requirements to become open water scuba diver?
For the requirements for the basic course, first of all, you need to be a very good swimmer,
Yes.
because in the basic criteria, the 200 meter of open water swimming is compulsory. So uh, uh, at least you need to be a survival swimmer. If anything happens, any emergency happens, you are
You
with the
should
good
know
swimmer. So
swimming.
swimming is the most. Yes, yes. Sure, you should know swimming because it's a compulsory. If you working as a student of the open water course, advanced open water, or if you are planning for a to become a master or scuba instructor, you have to be with good swimming skills. So yeah, swimming is a must. And like also you have a specific goal, like ऐसे ही नहीं कि बस हमने start कर दिया diving or something like that, because once you get the certification, no ma'am, so it is like uh, you can dive anywhere into the world. So different criterias are there. Like if you are open water, you can dive in with the buddy in the supervision of instructor. In advanced open water, also you can make a group and you can dive. So that authentication of PADI and SSI, that both have like internationally recognized certifications and credentials. So if you are certified yourself with this organization, it will equally help to dive throughout the world. So it's not like the restriction zone you can. If you get certification, so yeah, आप पूरे वर्ल्ड में ये कार्ड अपना दिखा के you can go with the diving.
Anywhere
So
you
yeah,
can
yes,
do because you are internationally certified. So if you want to do
yes,
in Australia or in Red Sea, you can do it easily. Okay.
yes,
So
yes.
I think this question has answered the Bhavya's question, which is like, if a normal person wants to do it scuba diving first time, he or she should be well versed with swimming, right?
Look, it's if you want to just explore for a first time,
Hmm.
or if you are a very beginners, like if you don't have any idea about it, we have that DSD course. So
Okay.
DSD course in that, like if you are okay swimmer, if you are like survival swimming is, if you know, like if, then you can go with that course. And nowadays people are also working with the tri dive, that is introduction dive we can say. So in that, like everything is managed by your instructor and your dive master. You just need to explore underwater. So that is also in a trend to, that is introduction, or you can say as a try dive. So yeah, you can opt with a try dive, and then you will know how you are comfortable in water. Then you can take small practice of a water session, and like swimming skills thoda improve karke, then you can proceed for the further courses.
It sounds interesting. And Bhavya, I hope you got your answer. Next question is from Arknak. The question is with respect to marine conservation, what is your opinion on artificial reef and why tidal currents, like factors like high tide or low tide, are essential before deployment?
Okay, so creating an artificial reef, it's a very good idea for the conservation. If we talk about the coral reef conservation and to restore our coral reef ecosystem. So for the artificial reef, internationally identified structure have developed, and it's also like if you are planning to create artificial reef, you need to be a proper permission, because you are making some artificially structures underwater. That is the one thing. You should know the what is the priority of that specific area. You need to identify that area, and you can create that artificial reef. And once it is implanted, like within a years, marine life started taking that places as a home, shelter, food, everything. So yeah, artificial reef is very important, and with the proper permission and documentation, we also should start in artificial reef. And for the restoration, like if like in the terms of conservation, if we talk about, so creating an artificial reef in a different area, but if we once you create, you need to manage that. You need to every time you need to visit that place, everything is growing proper or not, and it should be managed properly, then only it will come to the proper result with the long term project.
Okay. Um I hope the answer is very much clear. And now the next question is from Suchitra. Like, what device do you use for navigation underwater? I think there are multiple devices which you are using, the equipments which you are taking. She is asking particularly about the navigation.
Yes, if we talk about a navigation, during the advanced open water, we have that special diving schedule. In that, in learning procedure only we'll get to know that we have underwater compass. So, with the help of underwater compass and the proper channel of navigation, we follow the steps, we follow the fins, cycling, we follow the reel, we follow the visual markings to underwater navigation. So, we need to follow the compass during the dive, that which direction we are going to dive, and how we proceed back to the boat. So yeah, we practice with that in the very initial phase, how to navigate underwater. And if we talk about specific device, we have a very nicely designed underwater compass for the navigation.
Thank you for detailed answer. Next question is from Prachi Sa. She is asking, how do you manage scuba diving life and personal life? Good question.
Yeah, so sorry. Yeah, scuba diving. See, if we work with the ocean, so we need to follow a tides, and a tide and times never wait for anyone. So
Yes.
yeah, it is difficult to manage to personal life as well as scuba diving, my schedules and all. As it is, I'm very actually I'm based in Vapi only, and it's very far from my diving places. So yeah, in monsoon season, usually I go to home, I take a good rest and good time with family, and rest of the 6 or 7 months, I used to travel throughout the in this Gujarat, Vapi, like from Vapi to the Shivrajpur and like Dwarka, and I conduct the courses, I conduct the diving schedules and all. And yeah, somehow I hardly get the festival, I hardly get the Saturday, Sundays. So because these are the peak time for the
Peak
diving, for
time.
the tourism
And
purpose
weekends,
also.
like the
Yes,
people will be coming to. take these sessions.
Yes, 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 yes. So, because everybody is morely like, let's go Friday, Saturday, Sunday, let's go to
Hmm.
Dwarika or Shivrajpur, and let's have
Hmm.
a diving there. So that
Yes.
is, and the festival time also, it's very crowded as a purpose of tourism. It's very going to develop, and Shivrajpur is very beautiful beach. So people are coming there to explore different divings and other water sports also over there. So yeah, managing both the side and like scheduling and my family and my all members are very supportive to conduct hold this what I have done through, like from the starting only. I'm very curious about the marine life, to explore underwater, to be in touch with the ocean, and be a part of as a scuba. So yeah, they also now used to about it that yeah, 6 months she'll be there in the ocean only. Rest 6 months we'll get our own time. So yeah, I'm managing personal and scuba life both together.
Great, great. So you are like, on a lighter note, I can say that you are the modern Ariel. Or maybe your friends have named you like that because you have taken this as a career. So, next question is from Devrat Singh. He is asking, are there any plans to launch a marine ecology credit course for enthusiasts interested in marine life?
Yes, recently I have planned to design a good course related to marine life, because in Gujarat there are very less opportunity to for the students to take a stage on marine stuff. Because if you want to take a degree, or if you want to make in the strong note of the marine syllabus or marine course or marine credentials, so you need to travel. So now, yeah, we are in the process, and it's specifically with the marine ecology, with on incorporated with the scuba diving and yeah, conservation and everything. So yeah, I would like to join if I'll get the opportunity also. And yeah, it's definitely like we are in the planning that we are going to launch a good course, or with the specific with the marine life and scuba as well.
That sounds interesting, Ankita, and I'm really glad and proud of you that you have chosen the task which you love to do. You are very passionate entrepreneur, and from my side, personal wishes to you, and I hope to do a diving session. I'm planning in future, so see you in Dwarka. Whenever I will plan, I will let you know. Uh, Hopefully, the audience also, we will share more details about Ankita. She is on Instagram and as well as on Facebook. So you can DM her rightly, and also you can connect to Sustaina Greens for more information and taking personally the diving sessions and the courses which she has designed. So looking forward to it, and I wish you all the best. So from audience, please follow and subscribe to our channel for getting more inspiring stories and live sessions on different topics. Okay. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much for the giving me the opportunity to explore this all scuba session, and we will
It's really
definitely
very
get in touch.
interesting to talk to you and hear very beautiful stories, underwater stories. So we are glad to have you on this woman special session. So thank you so much. And I think there is a comment from Mr. Praful. He is wishing you all the best from Rotary Club Vapi. Okay. Thank you, everyone. Bye bye.
Thank you so much. Bye bye. Take care.